here with Charles Wang from Abbott, and they have an interesting solution to help you manage your glucose intake through an app. And let's hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah, so it's an app, but it's actually also a sensor. It's called a Wearable. It's a Libre 3 Plus. I'm wearing one right here.
It's a tiny little disc about the size of a dime stuck to his arm.
It measures your glucose. It's for people with diabetes. And what it does is it measures your glucose values. So here you can see these are my glucose values right here. And we have a new feature that's launching in this app called Libre Assist. And what it does is people who have diabetes often they are needing to understand like what's going to impact their glucose in the food. So
you're about to eat some ribs, exactly. And you need to know, okay, what am I going to need to do to consume that? Yeah.
What's going to happen, exactly. And so before you consume it, it'll give you tips about what to do. So for example, if I go here and I click on this button that says Libre Assist.
So he's got a fake cheeseburger and fries here on the table, and he's going to take a picture with Libre Assist.
Here, take a picture, and now it's analyzing. And luckily, because it takes a few seconds, especially with all this the noise in here.
Oh yeah.
But I've done a bunch of them. So here's an example. Although that one says it says
minor impact.
Yep, because it's already here we go. It's ready. So here you see burgers and fries predicted major impact. So if I click in here. It knows that it's predicting that there could be a major impact. It knows that in the burger it has a sesame seed bun, which just shows as orange because there's a lot of carbohydrate. Exactly. Right. Beef patty, lettuce, tomato slice. Those are all green because it doesn't have a lot of carbs. The French fries also have a lot of carbs, and then it gives you tips to try. So, for example, try to enjoy the burger's vegetables first because sequencing is actually really important.
Oh, really?
Yes. So if you sequence protein or vegetables or fat, and then you eat the carbs afterwards, it actually helps a lot.
Really?
Consider swapping the bun or fries for a lower carb option. So that's another piece of advice. Or eating protein-rich foods with the carbs can help, right? So that's the advice it's giving. And the reason, go ahead.
Why did it say predicted major impact this time, but earlier it said minor? Was that your current readings?
So what it does is that once it gives you the predicted impact, it looks at that in a couple hours afterwards to see what your actual impact was. Now, I don't have diabetes, so what will happen is, I'm able to modulate that glucose well. And so most of the time, when I have something, let's see, where was it? It was here.
So this is based on your readings?
These are based on my readings. So most of the time, I end up having a minor impact because my glucose doesn't spike the way that someone with diabetes might. Okay. So even though it's predicted major, because this is designed for people with diabetes, the prediction is a major impact. But in the future, let's say we go 2 or 3 hours later, it's very likely this will say minor impact for me because I don't have diabetes.
Okay, but the timing is part of what's important for everybody, right?
Important for everybody.
Now, if I put my gin and tonic out here, let's set that out. What is it going to do with something like that?
So,
does it check alcohol?
It does check alcohol. Also, we'll have to see what it says.
Now, while it's analyzing, I'm going to point out that it really should just go, what are you kidding? You can't drink that. You shouldn't be drinking that under any circumstances. But we'll let it see what it's going to do.
We also put in guardrails to kind of make sure that it says things that are appropriate. But it always takes a positive tone as well. So we'll just have to wait a little bit to see what it says. Also, sometimes depending on it, we'll see. But depending, we can see it. Is it going to think it's gin and tonic? Or is it going to think it's...
I think he thought it was sparkling water. Yeah, that's the ticket. I'm drinking a sparkling water right now. That's what it is for sure. But right now, this is the most challenging network, Wi-Fi, cellular, the Bluetooth. There's nothing works here. So that isn't, I'm sure that would have worked. Yeah. This is a really interesting concept. And I hadn't heard about your, that's a continuous glucose monitor.
Yes.
And so that's invasive, right? It's got a little stick, a little needle?
It has a very small little tail. It's actually the width of 3 hairs.
Wow.
So it's not a needle, but that's in your interstitial fluid. So it's measuring basically the glucose within the interstitial fluid, and it's worn, as you saw, on the back of the arm.
It doesn't look like it bothers you at all.
No, not at all.
How often would you have to change that?
Every 15 days. Yeah.
That's not bad. So you can shower with it and everything.
Exactly. So you can shower with it and everything. Exactly.
I feel like we're getting closer to solving this, but every one of these is a better step towards helping people with diabetes
so,
and a lot of people with blood sugar problems. So this is fantastic. So if people wanted to look into Abbott and the continuous glucose monitor, and this app is called?
It's called the Libre app.
The Libre app?
The Libre app, yep. And then this feature is called the Libre Assist feature, so it's within the Libre app itself.
Okay, but you need the glucose monitor to do it.
You need the glucose monitor, although if you don't have the glucose monitor, you can actually still try the food prediction. It just doesn't give you the actual impact at the end because you're not wearing a sensor.
Okay,
but you can
that
see
makes
the actual
sense.
impact.
Okay, well, that's very good. Thank you very much. And people can find this at abbott.com?
At abbott.com, yep.
It's ABBOTT.com.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.